Hello everybody, my name is Christian Quick, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about food because you guys are super hungry. You have no idea that in the past year that I've been modding, the amount of food ideas that I have gotten. So today, we're going to do Control D to copy this, and then we are going to be making a bagel. We're going to be making a bagel. And we're actually going to be making two bagels. So bagel and bagel. And to make it a food item, you just simply have to do dot food. And then we're going to come down here, tap it. And then from here, you're going to need new food components dot builder dot. And then there's mainly two things that come in. There is how many half bars does of food does it fill up? So and that is under hunger, because that is your hunger bars. So if I do 1, that would be 1 half bar. If I do 2, that is a full bar, and you have a total of 10 bars. So if I said a bagel, let's say I want to make it similar to bread, how would I look into that? Well, there is something where you could look up a food components. So if you ever have two things here, if you ever have the food component, that is only going to be talking about the code. It's not going to be talking about the actual components that are in it. So if you want it, you want it to be plural. So the plural is the actual examples that get enlisted. And so here we got some bread, and it says bread has a hunger of 5. And I want it to be a little bit shorter than that. So let's say I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it 4. Let's make it 4, just a little bit shorter. And then the other one will be your saturation modifier. Now this one is kind of hard to explain because you can't actually physically see it. But basically, when it is at a maximum of 10, you just kind of healing, and then when it goes down, then you start to get hungry. So it's basically the rate. We're talking about the rate. How long does it take for you to actually start getting hungry again after you eat something? The highest one, I believe, would be a golden carrot. So if we come out to the golden carrot, so 1.2F. There's also a golden apple. But golden carrots are seen as better because they also have larger hunger, and the saturation is the same. But with that in mind, saturation, so that is basically the highest, and then like a honey bottle, 0.1 is really tiny. If I look at the bread, for example, bread is 5 and does 0.6. And because we made this one lower, why don't we make this one 0.7? So we're going to do 0.7. And now I have everything that needs to be done, but I'm still getting a little error. That's because if you usually, whenever you use a builder, you just usually got to have to do something called a dot build at the end, and then suddenly you'll be fine. Also, this is supposed to say F on it. Oop, not right there. Right here. It's a float. So now if I get rid of this, it's going to say, hey, your whole thing is wrong. Just do dot build. You'll be fine. And also on top of our bagel, we are going to be making another bagel. So we are just going to copy and paste this, come over here, and we are going to call this a golden bagel. And then we'll call it a golden bagel. So then we got item here over here, and at the end here, before build, we're going to do dot status effect, and then we're going to tab this one more time into, so we're going to have to call it new status effect instance, and then we are going to do status effects dot, and now we have all the cool things that we're going to want. So here, if I click on the middle mouse button, click on it, we can see all of the options that we have. So I am just going to look at our food components. So food components. And then we have there's our enchanted golden apple and a regular golden apple. And so I'm going to keep the regeneration, but instead of giving absorption, I'm going to give it resistance. So let's add in status effects, absorption, and then there's a couple things that go in. You're going to need to do a comma, and then you're going to basically say how long. So length in this would be in uh, ticks. A tick is 20 ticks in 1 second. So if you want to know how many seconds it is, you're gonna have to do x being how many seconds, and then you're gonna have to multiply that by 20. So in our examples here, we have our regeneration at 400 seconds, and if I was to divide that by 20, or even this one, so this one is worth 5 seconds, and then this one is worth 20 seconds. So let's try and make a little. We could probably make a little middle ground number. So if I just said like 250, actually, but if we're doing it by times here, it wouldn't be 250. We could say, let's say 260. The next thing is you're going to comma again, and then you're going to have to put in your amplifier. So remember that Java starts at 0. So if I put in 0, it's going to be level 1. If I put in 10, it's going to be level 11. So if I just put in for absorption 0, and now it says the whole thing is wrong. And it is because what I have to do is I have to go on the outside of the bracket, comma, one more time, and then we have to do, it actually tells us right here, it says float chance. And with our float chance, it is the possibility of, what do I want? So if I said 1.0f, that means 100% of the chance. So this is divided by kind of like 10. So if I basically did it like this is 100%, but it's kind of like in fractions. So if I did, actually no, it's like this. So if you kind of keep it like this, if I did 0.05, that is 5% out of out of 100. So if I wanted to keep it like that, but let's keep it at 100. And here now our thing is done. But like I said, I wanted to add a second effect. So if I actually did Control D, and then we can actually take the build off of this. Now you'll see how it just kind of copies over. And instead of absorption, like I said, I wanted to do regeneration. And our regenerational powers, let's take a look at our food components and a little bit comparison. So the resistance on here was worth 6,000. I think that is on our. Let's copy the absorption basically. So 2400. So actually, let's for this, let's do 26 because this is our supreme bagel supreme. So now we have all the items, and items are easier than blocks. So they're all done. All we need to do from here is basically just give them the item stuff. Our model provider, in which now we can do, we're gonna put in our bagel and our golden bagel, and these aren't going to be handheld. These are just going to be generated, is what it would be called. Generated. And so now those are done. They don't need loot tables, so that should be all of it. Normally, when I want a good idea, I'll look up whatever it is, maybe some pixel art, and then we have our basically our idea here. And it looks like donuts seem to be coming up. It looks that's definitely a donut. But over here, this is a good idea to look at, and then let me say, does this look like a bagel? Does this look like a bagel? And why? What are they doing? Now in here, they actually have the lighter edge on the bottom, and then over here, they have the darker edge on the bottom. I usually like to have it like this, more than, but here, something that you'll see that's consistent to both of them is the highest point is on the, not center, it's right of the center, and then over here, it's left of the center, and that gives it like that ovalish. So we're going to try and repeat that whole thing. Alright, and it is during this texturing time that I can give you my fantastic notes of this things that I want to say to you guys. So overall, first thing, thank you for the support. Second thing, if you guys have any ideas or just things that you'd like to know, like, hey, can you make a custom fluid? chop chop on that. Hey, can you make some custom sounds? I want to make screaming blocks and then just make my friends look at me even weirder than they already do. Chop chop. You can give me some ideas like that. If you wanted to put it out in like a blockish format, I know I've talked about block format in the past, and I haven't gotten to all that stuff yet because when you start talking about Minecraft format, that's you should know what everything is. You should know how to make a block, an entity, a fluid, an item, and then it's talking about this doing this. Um, when we get through all that kind of stuff, we're gonna be working in that kind of fashion, and we're gonna be making things that this world doesn't need to see. But beyond that, if you even if you try to, can you make an item or show me how to make an item where like I want an item that every time it touches something it turns to gold? Can you make an item that this, that, or the other thing? So I'm perfectly free and open to ideas. But for now, thank you guys so much, and let's get back into the video. All right, and we are in a brand new world. And all we have to do is, oh no, it seems that I forgot to put him in the mod tabs. But don't worry, if you didn't know, you can do /give at s HMH, and then we got our bagel, and then let's also do our golden bagel. So now we have both things. We can the fastest way, if you're trying to feed hunger, the fastest way is to hurt yourself and then let your body regenerate. As far as I know, massive amounts of damage have always been a grand. And then look at my hunger, already down. All right, before I die a horrible death, let's eat this bagel while we're -4, and you can tell that I gained 2 whole hunger bars. Another fast way to get your hunger down is to do /effect give at s hunger, and then remember it does the how many seconds. So if I literally just said 10 seconds, and then if I said a duration of 200, and then I'm just gonna do true, it's just asking if I want to hide the particles. I'm gonna start starving. So I'm gonna take a little bit of damage here. Yeah. And then we're fine. That's it. All done. So let's now eat this golden bagel, and wham! I got my absorption and regeneration. Alright, now that we're back and out of the world, we can take in our a thing here, and I forgot 2 things. For one, I forgot to make the what's it called? The lang file. Golden bagel. So we're gonna have to make the lang files for this bagel and golden bagel. And then let us go online and open up a crafting table. And this one's gonna be a little bit different. Let's use the stone cutter because I wanted to. And we're gonna put some bread in there, and I'm gonna take this and we're just gonna copy this. Control C. And then we are going to put this in our recipes. So we're going to go into data, rmod, recipes, and then we are going to go to new file. We're going to call this bread.json. Actually, we are not going to call it bread. We are going to call it refactor rename. We're going to call it bagel.json. I said that because the bread threw me off. And so the result is what we're getting when we put in this item. So we're putting in bread, and then we're going to get some bagels out of it. B-A-G-E-L, bagel. And it's not Minecraft. Get that out of there. It's HMH3. And how many bagels do I want? I'll say 3. Let's put in 3 bagels. And then for the other one, let's put up a nice and traditional. Let's go on our crafting table. Let's put in another bread piece here, and then we'll do the golden ingots here. So we're just gonna do yeah, just like that. Awesome. And then we're just gonna Control C, and then we are gonna go in here, and we are gonna do golden bagel.json, and then we're just going to paste this in here. And so instead of putting in bread, we are going to do HMH3 bagel, and then the result, the item we're getting from the recipe, is going to be HMH3 golden bagel. Awesome. And we're just going to get one. Then we have our advancement recipes. So now we are going to do the bagel first. And so when we get Minecraft bread, we're going to unlock the bagel recipe. Bagel. And then we're going to do this again. And then we're going to call it the golden bagel. And so when we get our HMH3 bagel, or we get, oops, didn't mean to do that, Minecraft golden nugget. If you ever forget what these are called, you can, a very nice thing that I like to do in the world, I like to do, I think it's F3 and H. It's your advanced tooltips. And then you can come into here, and then you can go into your search and look up whatever you want. So in here, it was the golden nugget, right? So you can see under, so it says gold nugget, ingredients, Minecraft gold nugget. And the reason this is important is because let's take a look at the cooked, actually no, it's just called steak, which in the code is called cooked beef, or if we were to look up Eye of Ender, it's called Ender Eye. So there are some things that aren't exactly labeled the same, so it is a very good reference that if something's not working, it's probably because the name is wrong. So double check it by doing Advanced Tooltips, which is your holding F3 and H. It'll say Debug, Advanced Tooltips hidden or shown. You can turn it on and off just by keep hitting it. So just make sure that it's shown and you'll be able to see it. Alright, moving back, we gotta get rid of that little comma, golden bagel, and then golden bagel. So now we have recipes for them, and we have the lang files in for them. So now everything should be all good to go. Except I forgot once again to do the groups. So we're gonna do bagel, golden bagel. And now, now we should be all good. Alright, so it looks like they're in the game. And that is going to be all for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. And without further ado, I like how I said be very careful how you spell to check the name. So it's called Gold Nugget, and I called it Golden Nugget. It's Gold Nugget. Sorry about that.